Survive, survive. Oh my god, it's amazing. Thank you. She didn't know it was illegal saved it. What the hell? Let's see. Let's test some more. What else can I display? Display capture. Oh god. Nope. Cancel that. None of that happened. Purpose. Testing voice mic 1, 2, 3. Testing voice mic 1, 2, 3. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. Now, let's try and minimize Beauty's background test. Internet doesn't freaking implode from all the backgrounds. There we go. That should speed up scenes quite significantly. Yes, good. There we go. Now, great direction tools, just banned everywhere. After the October Revolution, anti-Bolshevik forces started consolidating across the former Russian Empire, leading to a mass rebellion against the Soviet Republic in Siberia. The Don and Kuban steppes during the middle of 1918. White movement made considerable gains, but could not defeat the well-placed Red Army, which still dominated the Russian industrial heartland and transport networks. The war changed when the German Empire, fearing the success of a dangerous ideology, intervened on behalf of the whites in exchange for recognition of the territory of the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. By January 1920, both Moscow and Petrograd had fallen to the white forces, and a new Russian Republic was established in the former imperial capital. For the past 15 years, the leading political parties, social revolutionaries, and cadets have governed in an uneasy coalition with the Kerensky, maintaining their power through electoral manipulation and a lack of serious political opposition. Today, Russia is becoming increasingly unstable, and other political forces are growing. They consider that it is now time for change, so that the country may once again assert its power in the world. Long live Russia, one and indivisible. Oh god, I forgot about the fucking mods. Damn mods that make all my puppets the same color as me. Now I have to wait for the entire and hope the guy doesn't implode and die. Signed in 1918, roughly a year after the fall of Nicholas II. The Russian Constitution defines the country's political institutions, and legislative branch consists of the State Duma, elected every 5 years. The Senate consists of senior nobles, statesmen, and scholars. The executive branch is divided into the office of president, elected every 6 years by the Senate, and the Council of Ministers. The Constitution grants freedom and stability. Meanwhile, our economy is shit. Let's see something. Can I monitor my shit on my phone? Let's go to my channel. Holy shit, that's really confusing. But hey. After the end of the Russian Civil War in early 1920, Kerensky's government started to cover the economy, using a mix of socialist economic theories and opposition to the cadets and supporters among the Russian capitalists. Kerensky recognized de facto oh my god, fucking English in this sentence. De facto happened redistribution of land among the Russian peasants to restore the private land ownership, using the gold reserve of the Russian Empire. Blah blah blah. We need to strengthen the economy because our economy is shit. But of course I can't do jack shit, and now this stream is going to improve. Hey America, how are you doing? I know you're going through a really tough time. Let's see how you... America, there's a little bit of red right there on your face. You might want to take care of that. Anyway, back to the glorious Russian Empire. Oh wait, that's right, we're a republic now. I'm trying to rename the theaters because it's nothing to do except... Oh. And the president's dead. The sounds of gunfire rings across the capital. Alexander Kerensky, the president of the Russian Republic, was shot and killed by an assassin while he was climbing the steps to the Senate House. His killer was shot dead by the military police before he could make his escape. His motives will forever be unknown. Regardless, the fate of Russia has been irreparably changed for better or for worse. A shot that will lead across the world. Gains all this shit. And the people do not really have a good popularity of our leading party. This is to be expected. Okay. The assassination of our long-term president, Alexander Kerensky, has thrown the country into chaos. With the president gone, on the governing coalition of cadets and social revolutionaries has collapsed and forward and is ready to seize control of the broken nation. The leftist coalition can take power, the authoritarian Democrat will come into power, eternal autocrat. Or we could bring in Dmitry Romanov of the Romanov family, the last man of the dynasty. But no, fuck that, we're gonna have the military take control. Meanwhile, how are you doing in Germany? You're happy for taking all that land from me from 1918? Huh? I mean, your situation is worse than mine because you have goddamn anarcho-syndicalists on your border and in Britain. Meanwhile, everything looks to be fine in America except for communists in Central America. Well, that's right, there are no communists in anarcho-syndicalists, and oh. Why am I surprised when this plays so much? But every time I look at India, I'm like, why is this split into like 50 different nations? Mongolia, you used to be cool. Now, what are you planning? Mad Baron? What are you doing here? I do not like it when you plan stuff behind my back. And wait, you motherfuckers were my cousin. You're free. Okay, who's an exit? Why? Oh. Anyway. Select your national focus. Can I even select anything to do? Oh yeah, that's right, because this entire mod is... Oh, there's the news that you're breaking me. There's nothing we can do about it right now. Anyway, back to what I was saying. There's nothing I can do. Nothing. Why? Wait, where's the Akrama tree? It used to be right here. Oh, no, they just moved it over. Ah. Create a constitutional monarchy. What the fuck are we, Britain? Right, the legitimate czar. I don't know what that sound was. Crown Dimitri as the new Tsar and autocrat. Well, he is normal. Republican aristocrats. That seems significantly worse than it should be. Democrat Republican. Ha. We already know what we're going for. First, we have to deal with the issues at home. Once we secure the safety of the Russian people, then we can worry about expanding. No, Boris Strumer is dead. I don't even know who you are. And great. Great. I lost in stability. Just what I needed. Russians everywhere. Supreme Commander-in-Chief of the Russian Army and old enemy of President Kreski, Vladimir Grigorovich Kornilov, has finally seized power using army troops placed in Petrograd. However, he also understands that without an efficient political program, his control over the country will be lost and the left social revolution will plunge Russia into terror and chaos. The temporary Prime Minister, General Dukomsky, well-known supporter of Kornilov, can maintain the similarity of order, but he has awful graces with almost all opposing factions in the Senate and Duma. As a result, Kornilov has decided to invite Boris Savinkov, the leader of Nadrino Republikansky Partия Russie, the Republican Party of Russia, into the government and offer him the position of Prime Minister. Savinkov and Kornilov are not on the best of terms. Kornilov hopes that Savinkov will be able to reconstruct the glory of the Russian state. Kornilovs are safe only Russia, and besides, we need that political power. All quiet at once. We will not. Okay. The Kornilov-Savinkov alliance. Boris Savinkov, a former terrorist and socialist turned populist and nationalist, protector of the Russian peasants and in the Duma, has played a very important role in Russian politics since the end of the Civil War. Between the years 1917 to 1920, he gained control over the rightist part of the Social Revolutionary Party, renamed it the People's Republican Party of Russia, which under his leadership did its best to fight separatism throughout the country. Proposed radical laws include the position of the peasants and support pro-Russian movements in the German Strategies. What the fuck that means? Carved out of the territories of the former Russian Empire by the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. Talented riot, as well as the leader of the combat squads in the different Russian cities and towns, Savinkov is ready to accept the role of Kornilov supporter. I can't believe the broken English. Goddamn it, Kaiserreich devs. You need to double check your writing and to start revealing the Russian society on the basis of its ideology of national renewal. Now, I could do that, or lose 100 political power, or have everything goes completely horribly wrong! Ah, yes. First step to security in Russia. Great. We have taken the first step to internal security in Russia. Meanwhile, America's just chilling. It looks fine. Everything looks fine on the surface. It hasn't gone horribly wrong yet, though. Edward VIII is now King of Britain, even though he's not in Britain because he was knocked out of Britain when the communists took over Britain. He now is King of Canada. Think about it, that's an actual demotion. Went from King of Britain to the King of the Canadians. That's a fucking collapse if I ever seen one. What? Agitation in the countryside? Let him agitate? No, we must take care of the agitators. Just bring him to the side. We'll just talk to him very quietly. We'll convince him of the side he's supposed to be supporting. There is totally not a man with a pistol in the back. Wait, what? Who's on low? Of course, because there's like 50 fucking units in one tiny province. Supplies are not good here. Oh my god, everything's pink. Oh, can't be helped. What else is interesting that's going on? Let's see. Manchurian exploitation. When did that happen? Oh, just recently. Russia. Let's see here. During the Berlin Conference in November 1935, the Germans forced us to pay the remaining part of the Weltkrieg war indemnities agreed upon in the Brest-Litovsk Treaty in 1918, 1 year earlier than expected. It has put the government in a delicate position. The current budget for 1936 is always stretched to a bare minimum because we're fucking Russians and our rubles aren't worth the shit they're putting on. And if we are to pay the accursed Teutons, oh yeah, I get it, the Teutonic States, Cabinet sees no alternative in enforcing harsh austerity measures. Cuts in government spending will be most harshly felt in the social services sector and in the many homes of the invalidated war veterans depending on the state support. Russians are already disgruntled and dissatisfied with incumbent coalition cadets and social revolutionaries united under even the more unpopular presidency of Alexander Kerensky, and feel that the austerity measures will bring still more extreme political groupings into the political scene. We must increase austerity measures. Hey, Kaiserreich devs. This event makes more sense of firing off, you know, when Kerensky's still alive. I mean, the guy's been dead for like 2 weeks now. Oh my god, the negative power. At the rate we're going, by 1938, we'd be good. If it wasn't for all these event chains. We only have begun these event chains. Now, the World Alliance Order. Hey Germany, that's a nice alliance you got there. But I'm going to need, like, half of your alliance back. And you goddamn French and Italians. Sick of me, Italian and French socialists. One day you will get your revenge, but not today. First, we have to focus our attention to Central Asia. And Finland. Because mainly, we remember the alternate universe where we lost to you in the winter of 1939-1940. Even though this is an alternate universe, that hasn't happened because we're not goddamn communists, but still, we know. Great! And the country's in a fucking disaster. Orlov, we need to figure this shit out. What is the plan? Because, I mean, seriously, what is the plan? Because at this point, I mean, this little icon here was the burning Supreme Court building. It's a representative of our entire country. It could be worse. It could be the Americans. And, of course, the economy the world economy collapses. God damn it, Germans. Oh my god, it's Black Monday! Run! It's on the 3rd of February! Oh, it finally happens on the 3rd of February, not on like the 7th. Every time it's fires for me, it doesn't happen yet. But anyway, on the 3rd of February, 1936, Berlin Stock Exchange stopped sinking. It plunged, fueled by the instability of the market panic. Selling erupted as soon as the stock market opened on Monday morning. It took well into the night for the televisions to stop sputtering out, so what became known as Black Monday. When the results have been analyzed, it was clear that the situation has only gotten worse. The shock of this unprecedented economic condition. And we're back. And oh my god, no, the worker strikes. Given the demands, yes, we can finally do shit. And we don't need this. We don't need this. We need all the political power we can get. God damn it! I needed that rubber for my planes! Time to take out Russian people. Send in the KGB, I mean the Ukraina. We are totally not taking people out back and shooting them. And oh god. Oh. Okay. Anyway, the Sorlians have been elected in France. The Commune of France is the world's leading syndicalist nation. As a federation of city communes and directed by the Comité de Salut Publique, chief executive. Ever since its inception, however, the second commune was not uniform in its policy. Numerous factions arose, each one with their own idea of which path France should take. As the time for revenge against Germany and the World Revolution closes in, the election of 1936 was set to be very important. Replacement for the disgraced Marcher Regret arose from the Sorlians, who now hold a majority in the CSP. The Sorlians are the orthodox syndicalists, who support more centralized things. The Bois General du Travail, the Parliament as the chief institute. Interesting. The totalitarian socialists have taken control of France. Wait, that's Germany. Anyway, totalists have taken control of the Commune of France. Where France chooses between the three major ones, and the Afghans and the Indians are killing each other, but who cares about Afghanistan today? Who really does? In the context of this game, I don't even give a crap about Afghanistan. It's not on the list of things to do. But we have to figure out the general plan. So the general plan is to take back most of the territories before I get curbed off by the Japanese army. Because well, really any army, the Japanese or the Germans, because this can go sideways a number of terrible ways. Time to look at that Russian tree since we have nothing better to do. Mainly, why it seems like a little terrible, I have to first solve the internal instability of the Russian government. And I'm gonna turn off that goddamn music because it's driving me insane. Anyway, the current goal is to get some form of goddamn stability in this country. Is that secured? Then we have a number of options. First, we will strike Central Asia. We will first take back the Alas autonomy or Alas Orda. But okay, let's be honest. We're gonna take back Kazakhstan, then take back Turkestan. Once that's done, then we can worry about the Caucasus. And this is where it can go horribly wrong for us. Because in order to deal with the Caucasus, the Germans have to be like, we don't give a shit. If the Germans don't give a shit, then we can move on just fine. But if they do, then we can choose to either ignore the Caucasus direction entirely, which is something I will never fucking do. Or we have to take it, but risk a war with Germany, which honestly would be kind of awkward. Awkward in this, not awkward in the sense that I'd be kind of God, but awkward in the sense that for both of us, it just would be a terrible war. Here's why. The main thing in being terrible is, one, Germany's armies, while being victorious in the last war, aren't in the greatest shape. By the greatest shape, I mean they have this thing called French militarism, which means the recruitable population factor is down by 25%. I mean, if they could recruit 50% of the population, they can only use 25% of it. Which means if they get involved in a war, if we literally just did nothing but held behind our barricades and literally bleed them dry, in like a month or two, we can just steamroll them. Of course, on our side, we don't have the best manpower either. Because we only have a total of, what, 167,000 people we could probably recruit right now. And my resources are going to shit. Now, anyway. Mongolia, would you like to do something interesting? Because normally when... Oh, you're still doing your focus tree. This guy is a character. A fun character. A man who really thinks he's the reincarnation of Genghis Khan. No, seriously, he does. Look him up, he's actually an interesting figure in real life. Anyway. The Easter Promises. Wilhelm, I don't know how this will go for you, but I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully you can recover everything you need by the time the next World War happens. Because seriously, I'm getting tired of every time I play this game. I mean, it's like you get almost cursed off by the Third International, and then at the last minute, the Entente declares war on them, and that saves your ass. It's literally kind of funny, actually. And oh, look at that island. That's a nice emerald island. Anyway, hey Pope. Hey Pope, how is it running Italy? Well, right now it's calm and peaceful, even though there's goddamn communists in the south, but we're managing. Anyway, I have a premonition from the future that you would just die. I don't think so. And Black Monday hits me. God damn it. And Ivan Pavlov is dead. And someone just bombed. Oh, wait a minute. The anarchist, socialist, syndicalists, and Bolsheviks are weakening the stability of our motherland. Recently, they called it panic when invaded Russian cities when an assassin tried to kill a famous government representative. Thankfully, the bomb went off too early, killing only a few people. I want this hit on my desk. And no, we were doing such well. We were doing so well. We were doing so well. We were good. We were golden. We need the resources, and wow, all the resources in that state are just gone now. I mean, literally, a couple of updates ago, I swear to God, it was like at least like 12 iron and like 24 chromium in that state. Now they're just gone. Anyway, now for the two people that are streaming, one you already knows this. For the other person who I know your name is, your name will be anonymous. You're probably going about, what is this strange world? Why does the world look like this? Why does Europe look like the Ottoman, like the German Empire still exists and the Austrian-Hungarian Empire still here, but all cut up? And why is Italy two countries? And why are there communists everywhere? And why did Maria Spinach just die again? I know it's not Maria Spinach, but I do not know how to pronounce her name. Spiridonova. There are meeting the left SRs in Moscow. Maria Spiridonova was assassinated by members of Savinkov's combat squads. Liquidation of such a prominent socialist leader provoked an early and consequently ill-organized rebellion against the government. The rising was easily suppressed by a concert of the police and combat squads. A General Kornilov published a new law revealing the left SR party and proscribing its leaders. With the flower of its leadership cut down by the scythe of the state, the social revolutionaries no longer pose any threat to Kornilov's Savinkov diarchy, thus unto all enemies of the state. And there goes 20,000 men down the drain. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Why is the world like this? Well, welcome to an alternate universe where the Germans won World War I. America didn't get involved because the Germans did not teleport and did not use unrestricted submarine warfare. So the Entente just lost. As a result, Britain fell in, I think, 1925 to worker strikes and became a syndicalist union. Paris fell into the same party. All of Italy was turned into a federation under the Pope, and then the southern part broke off. And the Ottoman Empire sucks, but still here. Romania's national populist, which is just another way of saying fascist. just generally everything went horribly wrong. Oh yeah, and the actual French Republic has been pushed into Africa and it rules over Africa. It's not actually in France. And it's called the French Empire. Wait, what? Oh my god, it's glorious! It is Napoleon! He has risen from the grave! In fact, here's more information. After a brief French Civil War, the old government of France and its supporters fled to North Africa to escape Senegalese wrath. There, the nation eventually devolved into a military junta under the lion of Verdun, Philippe Pétain. You would know him in real life as the man who was in charge of Vichy France during the actual World War II. However, a big question arose in this defeated nation. What should its future be? Be taking France as priority, yes, but what should be the government? It appears that the French has answered the question themselves, though, as the national French state has accepted an agreement to restore the monarchy in France. Will it really change anything? I mean, really. Like, the last time you had a monarchy before Napoleon came along, it kinda got beheaded by all its citizens, and then random people started cutting off the people's heads left and right. Until the guy who started it got his head cut off. Oh my god, excuse me. Okay, what is going on here? Hello, graphical glitch? Hello, Ping Dang government, your flag is now an inverse of the Prussian flag. How do you feel? I feel sick. Well, too bad. Anyway. Let's see. So, the big change here is basically the governments of Britain and France are now in Canada and North Africa. There's the major ideology is not Marxist-Leninist, it is anarcho-syndicalist. It's like a democratic form of socialism. Except everything's run by unions. Anyway, because in the case of Austria, its empire is kind of governing itself, but they're gonna renegotiate that. Meanwhile, I've been gutted. Literally, my empire is gutted. But soon we will rise. In fact, we will take down Laser Eyes, Kolchak, and take back all Russia. Well, he's gonna be the last person we take down. We have to first restore the West. Then we will march to the east. Like, literally, before we deal with him, I literally consider Mongolia more of a threat, because the Russian man in charge of there has lost his damn mind, and has aligned himself with the Dalai Lama to kill a Chinese nation. Why is that funny? I don't know. But anyway, look, representatives from numerous syndicalist and socialist nations have gathered in Paris today, what might just be a defining moment in the history of the ideology. The French Commune has invited numerous countries to the first official gathering of members of the Third International to discuss political, foreign matters, and cooperate on spreading socialism further. The French opened the International with a powerful parade, festivities in Paris, providing a speech by the chairman of the CSP. Topics like Spain, the United States, and the world economic crisis are at the top priority. It is expected that France and Britain will take initiative in the gathering. An interesting development. Oh, the British communists are in Paris, sipping all the wine and getting drunk on their socialist ideals. Tell me something new. And really, This just feels so boring. But this is the price I pay. As praying as the Russian Republic, first shit has to be said, and then once that shit is said, then the fun begins. The time is progressing. Let's find a good music. A good music. Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boys? Which side are you on? Herbert Hoover ran the nation into the fucking ground. You good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old Union has come to heal and well. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Oh my god, I forgot about the Baltic Fleet! We must control the Baltic. Normally I have this shit sorted out beforehand. And for once, out. Hey, one of my Texas done researching. And apparently my Navy can't do shit now. Anyway, let's see what we can research. We need more guns. We actually need machine guns, which I can't believe we haven't invented. You know, the scene that basically turned World War I into a goddamn stalemate. Besides digging in the ground and thinking that was a good idea. Anyway, I know that Germany in this universe controls part of China. I think not really, but they're an autonomous puppet. I mean, they work on their own, but they're still a puppet. Anyway, let's look at the legations of these. What do they do? Do they do anything interesting? They're doing the struggle for Shanghai. Now, are you going to be a miracle? Please, let the triads take control. You want the triads to take control. Don't be more boring. Okay. And people are doing a fraud against me. Anyway, the death of Maria Spinach prevented possible riots on the left as arms. But the situation in the country is still troublesome. Though some of the socialist ideas are implemented in the ideology of the Savinkov's party, the radical syndicalists, who have a majority in some Russian regions, reject the ideals of the national state. But it turns out that the new government has many loyalists in the other circles of the Russian society. Old friends of Savinkov, the famous philosopher Dmitry Merezhkovsky, his wife Zenata Gippius, opposed an appeal to the new leaders of the country. They claimed that Russia must be purified from the internal enemies who want to spread the chaos and to betray the national interest. The resistance gives significant support among citizens of Moscow and Petrograd. All enemies of the nation will be stopped and shot in the, secretly dealt with. We are totally right doing machine coding. And great, I did my one focus and now I get to sit here and wait for events to allow me to do anything else. Oh no. Literally, it's more fun than just and the world, time marches on, time marches on, time marches on. Let's look at Brazil. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, that's right. And Argentina's La Plata and controls Paraguay and Uruguay. And is led by a military junta. I'm guessing. By a limited amount of Spanish I know. Oh look, Peru's reacting to Black Monday. Mexico, what are you doing? I need to know. Oh. Hermano Zapata is still. Oh, you haven't died yet. That's right, because you don't die until April. Next month, I think. Stop the heroic music. Supreme Privy Council, Spain calling Kornilov has established a dictatorship. No, a lovely new military government. Disputes between the Savinkov's Republicans from his NRPR and the young officers led by Kornilov still can break the cooperation of these two sides of the new regime. But it is obvious that the government can't allow the left radicals in the State Duma and the monarchists in the Senate use these controversies to destroy the rule of the army and the NRPR. Granted such unwanted events, Savinkov has proposed a recreation of the Supreme Privy Council, also known as Verkhovny Tani Soviet, which once in Russian history had both executive and legislative power and had consisted of a small number of the most important Russian ministers. Members of the SPC, also known as the Verkhovniki, who consisted of 3 party members with Savinkov on the top, along with Kornilov and 3 of his old comrades from the Russian army. The council will be able to issue executive orders which will have superiority over the Russian laws. History repeats itself. And I need to be right back to look at it. Anyway, time marches on. Time marches on. Time marches on. As we wait for the world to descend into madness. And goddamn bottles start dropping like flies. Anyway. More about the history of the world in this. Let's go to America. In the case of America, this world's actually worse, because now this country is basically like the United States in 2016. And now you can hear my phone background. Yes, I'm testing this connection, so I'm testing to see if I can hear myself. Anyway, in the case of America, we have the combined Syndicalists of America, which is the goddamn Syndicalist faction, in the back, and led by Jack Reed, the man who actually died in real life in the Russian Civil War. And oh my God, yes! This never happens again. Oswald Mosley, elected as chairman of the TUC. The 1936 Trade Union Congress in the Union of Britain was made out to be decisive. Longtime chairman of the TUC, Philip Snowden, declared his resignation, causing the 4 major factions in the Union: Maximists, Autonomists, Federationists, and Congregationalists, butt heads over the position as the dust settled. Oswald Mosley, leader of the Maximists and the Totalist ideology, I don't know how to pronounce that word, has been appointed as the new chairman. Mosley's faction supports a strong central government and full state control of the economy, and are much more in favor of military action and British nationalism than any other faction. So, glorious Oswald Mosley, who in our time was leader of the British Union of Fascists. Yes, this man was a fascist, and I can't believe that most of these guys who are in charge of these totalists are fascists. Now, it's rare if I get it. Yes, I'm gonna just move that to the side and continue what I'm doing. Anyway, it's rare that I ever see Mosley in my game, because normally it's like only France becomes totalist sometimes when it chooses to. So he's like a rare thing that happens. Now, what I want to happen, that would be glorious, is if the God Emperor himself shows up here and shows up really on the toys. Now, y'all will find out what the well, for those who don't know what's going on, the God Emperor, you'll know what the God Emperor is. Anyway, we must choose our capital. Well, we're not gonna rule from Petrograd because we're not one going to be an autocracy led by the Tsar, and two, we're not goddamn communists because Petrograd is literally where Leningrad is, and St. Petersburg is now today. To Moscow, we move the capital. That way, it's deep behind the front lines and won't be naval invaded instantaneously. Anyway, now what can do more with the convoy. But we can always use more convoys. Anyway, it's only April, and yet we have to wait. Literally, the first year for this mod called Kaiserreich, the first year as the Russian Republic is literally sitting here and reacting to shit inside the country. That's normal. But it allows me to watch the world burn around me. Mongolia, are you doing anything? Okay, Mongolia's actually gonna be the first one to do something. And by do something, we mean go to war. You know, the thing we here in Russia are itching to do. We want to be doing war. We love war. War is our name. Yeah, we're not going to be a very peaceful country in this game because literally this is Hearthstone 4 and peace is not a thing I do. Oh no, the Pope's dead! All the Italian Federation mourns the death of His Holiness, Pope Pius XI, who passed away in his sleep after having been in declining health for the past several years. The Holy Father will soon be interred with the rest of his predecessors in the tomb of the popes. Until the next pope can be chosen, the Italian Federation will be ruled by the College of Cardinals in Rome. The succession of His Holiness is made all the more important due to the Catholic Church's role in governing the nation, as well as its vehement opposition to syndicalism, which was divided Italy and created the Southern Republic. So the Pope is now dead. Also, the Southern Republic was the kingdom of two Sicilies before it failed economy, before it failed to syndicalism, but that's a story for today. And unbeknownst to me, I don't know why the Italian Federation, even though from when I read it, when I was trying to play it, is not kind of an autonomous puppet of the Austrian Empire, because that's what I got from reading it when I played it once. Oh look, it has begun. The wars have begun. Mongolia, do something interesting. Invade. Please. Where's world tension? We Russians need the world tension. We love the world tension because it gives us reasons to invade people. Anyway. Now, in the case of... Okay. Oh, so that just randomly happens. Okay, that's nice to know in the future. Anyway, under the thing of the king of China. I don't know that much of the mod's lore, but I do know is that the Republican Revolution kind of still happens in China, but it's put down very quickly. Except for one of the warlords gets protection from Japan, and so part of the Republic of China is technically the maintained government. Someone correct me if I'm wrong later. Anyway. Oh yeah, in the case of instead of these communists, we now have national populace in the middle of China. Called the Sen King Tang Wu. I am probably butchering this because I don't know Chinese. Yuan Clique, which is actually one of the warlords from our timeline, still exists, but instead of just controlling the province of Yunnan, they now control a whole lot more territory than we do. And we'll continue this after we talk about Felix Yusupov and the SPC. Richest man in Russia, well-known aristocrat Felix Yusupov, has always wanted to take part in the political life of Russia, but even using his money, he could get only a small group of supporters in the Senate and State Duma. His grace in the SPC, Yusupov has finally understood how he can get one of the highest positions in Russian politics. Yusupov has proposed to create the United Civil and Military Engineering Organization with him on the top, which will use Yusupov's money as a startup capital. In exchange for this necessary investment for our country, Felix asked us to make him the new Verkhinovki. Whatever the fuck that means. Verkhinovki. Felix, you are the new member of the SPC. Seriously, if anyone in Russia, if anyone in Russia wants to come back and translate some of these things for me in English, I would be very generous with that. I would tip my hat to you. And now we have to form the first women's divisions of death. Oh, great. Now I remember why. Oh, great. I'm getting flashbacks to the Battlefield 1 controversies again. We will form the first and second women's divisions of death. We will allow women to fight for us. In fact, right now we are having sit and defend Moscow. All the women's divisions of death were ranked first. Were some divisions made in Russia during World War I to combat the Germans, I think. But they were some of the first. It's times I think in Russia, maybe. I'm probably being wrong. Someone can correct me this later. But we're just going to say they were some of the first actual units used in modern war that actually included women. And afterwards, from Russia went into civil war. They just didn't. Neither they existed during that time, but let's just say by the time the Soviet Union happened, that wasn't really a thing at the time. And trust me, if anyone says grow a tree, I can be historically inaccurate, yes, but I'm not going to argue with you over it. Why? Because 1, arguing is a waste of time. 2, history has already happened. What's happened has happened. Let it be. And those who try to rewrite history need to stop it. Need to stop messing up history. Anyway, back to now. We're still in May. But time to go up to 4 speed to make this go a little bit faster because I think this streaming software is slowing down my game speed. Nope. This is just normal. This is what happens when you put on a PC that can run this, but not on the best graphics. Anyway, back to the story of China. And then we'll go back to America and finish what I was going to start talking over there. Anyway, so the southern part, which was where the Republic of China is supposed to be part of the Republic of China, but that bit was area when it was failed, when that kingdom was Germans intervened there, so the Germans got control of that area. So because of that, we now have a German organization in control of southern China. And then you have the Ma Clique, which is basically the Ma Clique is more interesting because they're more like Chinese Muslims ruling over a Chinese Muslim warlords, which is, a sentence no one would ever think about saying. Oh, seriously, I didn't know that they were Muslim warlords in the Chinese Civil War period myself, but hey, that's what they are. But yeah, the King Empire, it's kind of very small now. They still exist, but they don't have the power they have. But they will gain it. I mean, a little bit more hostile. Also, that tree is completely tiny and is still under construction in my eyes because, well, this is not really that good of a tree. And the Fang Tang government is ruled by one of the Fang Tang clique, but he has some of the ideals of the republic, of the previous republic before it got smitten off the face of the earth by the giant smackdown that was the Chinese monarchists and the German troops intervening. And Japan, well, Japan, I don't know how they played out in this universe. They just don't have all the land they got. So Germany's kind of overpowered now. Now let's look at the Bayarti army real quick. Okay, he's not here yet. Anyway, back to the United States. Oh god, I messed the computer codes. Anyway, back to the so in America, there's two dangerous ideologies. There is the Kaiserreich America, read by Jack Reed, which was an actual-life dude who was I think a news correspondent or a writer that went over to Russia during the revolution, died there, but this university survived that and came back. And then the American First Party, which is like, no, we have to be, it's America first. It's like the America First Committee that was going on during World War II. They didn't want to get involved in anyone else's shit. They just want to worry about America, and that America always comes first. Fuck the other nations, America first. They're kind of xenophobic and isolationist. And in this universe, they're led by Huey Long, who in our universe gets killed around, I think he's killed in 1936, or it's around this time. Because he was governor of Louisiana and ran it almost like well, he ran it in such a way that people called his rule a long dictatorship. I mean, seriously, if you're a governor who ran a state of the United States and your rule was called dictatorship, either you're doing something very evil or you just run things in a way in such a unique way that people don't know what to call it. Anyway, I need rubber. Where do I strike to get rubber? What is the nearest place with rubber? Okay. Well, I can't strike the Philippines, that's in the middle of the ocean. I can't strike that because that's in Africa. That's also in Africa, that's also in Africa, that's within striking distance, but that's free, like two different nations, so no. Same concept as that one. I'm Garbarania. Well, that's probably in the near future. Cuba, what about? No. Brazil? I want your rubber, because I want to be friends. German? No, not Germans. Kingdom of Siam? No. Netherlands? You sometimes go. Oh no. Is that what I think? No. No. Let's go to Siam. You don't need the revolution. Ignore them. Ignore them. You don't need revolution. You need to stay under control of the authoritarian Democrats. Yay! The strikes are over! You can go back to exploiting the people. And, oh, okay, that's on our side. And we can bomb the western steppes from here. We're going to do that. Power predictions indicate a new world order has been established in western steppes. Our control will be absolute. Now, Central Asia, we will not have enough air power to take it. But considering their soldiers should be inferior to ours, which they are, taking the Alas autonomy, why it's not called the Alas Orla anymore, it's beyond me. But anyway, this. Oh my god, what is up with this dude's face? Okay, never mind. Anyway, okay. Anyway, besides that, taking the Alas autonomy should be easy. Relatively. Anyway, let's go and talk about this piece. Anyway, I don't actually remember, in the case of the Austrian Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, I don't know because I never played them. Because generally, well, considering they have to renegotiate with parts of their empire, and consider the fact that their empire is cut into like 5 fucking countries, that kinda seems like a shitty situation. Yeah. Like, it's almost as shitty as the Canadian King situation. Hey Canada, I'm still gonna make jokes at your expense. Why? Because I can. And Maxim Gorky is now dead, and he experienced. Okay, well, he probably sort a rabbit. Way, a socialist is now dead, and we're finally getting to a part where everything's getting a little bit stable. Now we just need a little bit more, and then we can focus on war, and only war. I mean, seriously. Okay, game, seriously. By now, I would be able to research my army plans. Why the fuck can't I research my army plans? Where is it? Where's the event? Anyway, like we are saying, in the case of Austria, they're fine. In the case of Poland, well, Poland is actually independent, even though it was granted independence by Germany in this universe. I don't know why Germany didn't make it one of their puppets. But Poland is doing the great debate because there is currently no king on the throne. In fact, if you look at it, the picture of their regency calendar is a crown on a pillow gathering dust, and the peasants are uprising. We will agree to the peasants' demands because we need the political power, and making peace with them is better than shooting them all in a straight line until we run out of bullets. Meanwhile, now, Ukraine, will you do something? Yes, it's happening. Khrushchev, my man, my bro, take control of Kiev. Do it, fucking do it. Just send it into the socialist state so I can take it. And now to talk about the Arab Congress. The Arab, which now, let me move that just a little bit aside here so I can, you know what, that's what I should do. The Arab revolt in the Red Creek was a failure, mostly due to the defeat of the Entente. The millions of Arabs living in Levant and Iraq stayed under Ottoman rule. Despite this, though, Arab nationalism has been on the rise for many years and has finally culminated in the beginning of the Arab Congress in Cairo. Representatives from numerous Arabic nations were greeted with a spectacular performance by Egyptian dancers and artillery sweep, and negotiations began. Experts believe that Egypt and Hassanite Arabia would lead the Congress, and Congress were bitterness towards the Ottoman Empire, Ottomans, and sometimes were bitterness towards the Ottomans, and sometimes even discussing the United Arab Axis against Turkish control period. I wonder where I've seen this before. I wonder where I heard the Axis before. I wonder where I heard Axis before. Well, time will not tell, and we will not talk about it, and we will never mention this possibility ever again. Meanwhile, let's go to Moscow. How are you doing, ladies? Good. And moving onward. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, back to the United States. Between the two new ideologies, which are kind of like, one's extremist on the left, and one's like the extremist on the, well, not as extreme, but kind of extreme on the right, are basically trying to vie for power, and the Republican Party is not doing a good job. And oh yeah, and don't expect Roosevelt to come and be the magical save all device, because he's dead. He died the year before this. Before now. He got assassinated. So America's kind of fucked. It's either going to have one of it's going to have one of 4 possible outcomes. Well, 5 actually. Outcome 1, the syndicalists win. That just delays the inevitable. Second, the paternal autocrats, which is the American First Party, wins. Again, delays the inevitable. 3, the Republicans win. Again, delays the inevitable. Really, the only winning option here is if they go Democratic. And the 5th option, the government literally gives control of the nation over to General MacArthur. You know, the guy who's so crazy that he sought, use nukes as regular bombs, and literally wanted to like bomb the land north of the Yalu River in Korea when we were at war with, during the Korean War, when we had this middle river right here. He wanted to have like drop. I think he was the one that was having to dropping bombs on war to make sure that we not only have a salt earth. All I can say is that General MacArthur, even though he was a good general, he's also a crazy he is a crazy fucking nut job. Anyway, besides that. So, the United States has 3 options: either become controlled by syndicalists, controlled by isolationists, controlled by the Republicans, controlled by the Democrats, and fall to a military junta. Here's the thing. 3 of those options delay the inevitable. Actually, 2 of them delay the inevitable. 2 of them go straight to the inevitable. And then the 5th option, if done right and quickly enough, stabilizes the country. And I have never in any of my Kaiserreich games seen the United States choose that stabilizing option. It always goes horribly wrong. And we will wait until that day happens. And lucky enough, I am smart here in Russia. You see, we Russians are smart. We know exactly what to do long enough to stabilize the country, and not allow this to go to complete and total shit. And god damn it, what's eating up my consumer goods? I can't fix that. Goddamn consumer goods. I need my factories to build more war factories so I can build more guns. I have plans for war. I don't need to build toasters. We need the steel for guns. Fuck the toasters. Melt them all down. Turn them into swords and bayonets. Fuck the toast. We Russians live on turnips. We don't need toast. And, oh yes, the first steps towards a new war in the Balkans have begun. The Treaty of Bucharest of 1918 officially ended Weltkrieg for Romania, but at a high cost. The nation was now dominated by German and Austrian industries. Lithuania was demilitarized, and the oil fields were released to Germany up to the distant year of 2012. Humiliation Romania endured, resulting in it devolving into a national populist dictatorship led by the conductor, Corneliu Cordeniu. Cordeniu and his Iron Guard set out to restore Romania to what they said it should have been, a titan of the Balkans. The first major move conducted by the conductor is the remilitarization of Lithuania, a strategic region in Wallachia with large oil reserves and military industry. The world is changing. Anyway, in the case of Iron Guard Romania, it's led by the Garde de Friere, which I think is Romanian for pretty much Romanian for Iron Guard. And, hey, look, the Pope. The new Pope has arrived. His Holiness has risen. Anyway, Catholics faithful Catholics in Rome. Goddamn devs, read your fucking statements before you type it. Faithful Catholics in Rome breathed a sigh of relief as the sin-stained chapel's chimney belched forth white smoke, signifying the election of a new pope. Literally, that's what happens in real life. When you see white smoke coming from the Sistine Chapel, it means a new pope has been chosen. A short time later, it was announced that the pious and popular Eugenio Cardinal Caselli has become His Holiness Pope Pius XII, leader of the Catholic Church and head of state for the Italian Federation. St. Peter has a new occupant. And congratulations, Italy! For once in all my games, you have disappointed me. You really have disappointed me. You always, like literally, every time I play this game, they always choose Pope Julius, and he's like the fascist version of the Pope, which I didn't even thought was a physical thing. But no, for once, I lose a potential ally. Like literally, every time I see like the actual like Pope Julius, which is the national populist pope, it's not. It means a little joy to me every time. It gives me a little chuckle. Because I think it's funny that the Pope becomes crazy. And yay! Recent military exercises have led to one irrefutable conclusion: the Russian military is a mess. Sweeping reforms are needed if we are to be taken seriously by our neighbors. Each of our top commanders, both in the Army and the Navy, have come up with a plan. Their proposals await your consultation. I will have a go. Okay. Let's see. Superior firepower, grand battle plan, mass assault. Where we are, Russia. We will do mass assault. So we form the army. Denikin's plan. Field Marshal Denikin is popular with politicians. Most of our officers cohorts go through with his plans, for the army will be an easy affair. He suggests that Russia should rely on our huge numbers to win any future wars, but also insists that motorization of our forces is necessary. So basically, we're choosing the route of throw men at the problem, and eventually they will drown underneath the blood of our troops. Reich Atro Russia. But unbeknownst to the world, we are taking the dark path. And unbeknownst to you, single viewer, yes, I know there's only one person watching the stream, or none now. But yes, but we are taking a dark path, a very dark path. But now, the status of the Orthodox Church. The Orthodox Church, under the leadership of the Focal Patriarch, really, I don't know how to pronounce your name, is demanding a clarification of his legal status in the Russian Republic. He wants us to pass a constitutional amendment on the issue of our nationalism. Now, we are among the Orthodox Church. It is our same reason. And hey, look, we're almost back to normal. Don't ask me any questions about religion. I don't understand the difference between Orthodox Christianity, Eastern Orthodox, Roman Catholic, Protestant, and I don't understand all that stuff, and I never will. Hey, look, we finally have machine guns. So let's start moving tanks. Now, it's almost August, which means we are months away from the most interesting event in this game to me of all time. Yes, more interesting than the start of the second World Quake. And now, back to Russia. Actually, let's look at Mongolia. The war's actually happening. I don't know who's winning or if they're winning or losing. All I know is it's happening. Either Tibet and Mongolia are taking on a Chinese war. One day I'll go to war soon. One day. Anyway, that's what our war plans are ready. Because I'm gonna just modify this with a war plan we need to do right here. Apparently, this current amount of troops is not enough to take this area. Oh well. Now, we here in Russia will start training our most useful divisions right now because we only have enough things to produce nothing but guns. And even, oh look, I finally have 5 factories. In about 5 billion years, I might have a war economy going. Yeah. Okay. You know what? When we reach December 31st of 36, the stream will end. Because, frankly, this stream has gone on for far long enough, and is not as interesting as this thing is. And now we can reform the Navy. Even though we still have to reform the fucking army. And I'm going to kill some of these divisions that we're making, just to keep it up to where we have at least 1,000 men in power. 1,000 manpower. Because we kinda need those standby. How we only have 1,000 men when we have like, how many men in this one province? 1.58 million? We have like 1.22 million in the army. The Air Force, we have no men. In the Navy, we have like almost like 48,000 men in the Navy. Once we don't say recruitable population, we only gain 1,000 men, like 1,500 men that are recruitable every month in state. So we really don't get most of our manpower. Goddamn Vladimir Einstein, where is he? Bastard. Taking away my 3% manpower. By just being a member of the government. Let's look at Germany. Germany, what are you doing? Oh no. And oh my god, it happened. Yes, the triads. The triads lead delegation cities. It has happened. The triads are in control. Now, can it be interesting? Because there is this dude, whoever, Huang Jinrong, whoever he is, Tu Yisen, and Jiang King, who actually is, I think, the 3rd wife of Mao Zedong. Can she become the leader of the country? I really want that to happen. It'll be interesting. Anyway, we here in Russia. Now, what to do? We are waiting for certain things to happen. And syndicalists are in control here. Syndicalists freed the Kingdom of Ukraine, which probably means they'll leave Middle Europa. probably mean I have a free way of taking him, which will give me a way straight to Poland. But we need to find out. Wait, Poland, what have you chosen? Well, you chosen on that. Well, you're still doing the great debate, so I guess they haven't chosen a king yet. I mean, there's so many ways this could go wrong, but they haven't chosen them yet, so right now everything seems to be fine. Anyway, let's do something interesting. We are just sitting here. Okay, so what happened? In America, have you done something interesting? Are you doing something interesting? I'm gonna take a really bit of a break. And back we come. Once more between a short break and taking care of animals. Anyway, back to the current state. It's the 21st of September and the event should have happened by now, but again, I'm not playing as USA, so I'll never see the event. So, which means, right now, it looks like America's not going to be interesting today. Well, how the event goes is that the U.S. government gets approached by MacArthur due to the increasing instability in the United States to set up a military junta that will run the government instead of them doing the president's election. Now, had the AI chosen that option to allow McArthur control, the United States would have imploded, so to speak. But now I guess they're delaying the inevitable. Wait, what? Delmarva. Why is this called Delmarva? Like, I get it, it's Delaware, Maryland, and parts of Virginia, but why is it called Delmarva? I don't know anymore. I'm just going to move on. Pretend nothing has changed. Anyway, it's now the 30th of September. Which means now we get to sit here and wait for another 2 months. Yeah, all the interesting shit hasn't started yet. Really, Kaiserreich in 1946 is the slow part, unless you like Mongolia, Tibet. Or hell, any nation that actually has political power, which is this we're seeing up here in the corner. But Kaiserreich uses a new system, which basically means if you have negative political power, you can't do absolutely shit until you get it back. And it also depends on how much political power you have, determines the stability of your country. It's an ingenious system, but damn, it does make you concerned. Okay, so we have decided our warpath, and now we have to go talk about the Navy. Now, where is that part of the tree? Is it? We're going to. Now we can choose between submarines, aircraft carriers, which since this guy, Michael Brenz, a friend of Wrangel, has visited the Dominion of Canada, claims to have seen the future of naval warfare. Aircraft carriers. We're going to do aircraft carriers. We're going to modernize. We're going to throw in our enemies and bomb them from the seas. And as much as I need the rubber, I think we are going to stop wasting factories on fighters and give them to guns. And right now, it is going to be a very... Oh look, Kazakhstan is researching modern warfare. When did the copies start rolling out of the factory? When do I get to play it in 1936 young on that very old giant computer that took up an entire building? Anyway, it's now the 11th of October. You know what? Time to speed up the time. 5 speed! Implode! My body is ready. Zooming on a random pointer in other countries. Meanwhile, there are riots in Burma. And there is no yeah, I don't know if that's a dude or a woman. Anyway. You don't need this. You don't need increase. And the Italians haven't done anything important. That really disappoints me. Oh wait, those are still here? Wait, those are actually in the game? Alright. Well, because there's nothing interesting right now, we are going to end the live stream right about here. This has been a test live stream. And for those who have been here and viewing it while it's under test, well, guess what? Thank you for being the viewer. This is Trey6591 signing out. And we will talk to you later. In the next live stream, we hope to be able to actually do shit. Anyway, we will fade away into darkness. Now, how long does this fade last? And how do I interact it? Or how does it activate? Never mind. We'll see you later. This is Trey6591 signing off.